Most people think growing ginger is as simple as burying a piece of store-bought ginger in a pot and waiting. Months later, they're disappointed. Tiny roots, weak plants. Sometimes nothing grows at all. But here's what experienced growers know. The biggest harvests don't come from luck. They come from getting the first few steps exactly right. In this video, I'll show you the complete method I use to grow large, healthy ginger in containers. From choosing the perfect rhizome to harvesting a pot overflowing with fresh ginger. And make sure you stay until the end, because one simple technique most gardeners skip can dramatically increase the size of your harvest. Let's get started. Before we plant anything, let's answer an important question. Why grow ginger in a container instead of directly in the ground? Because containers give you control. You control the soil, you control drainage, you control moisture, you control fertility. And if the weather suddenly becomes too cold, you can simply move the container to a warmer location. That's a huge advantage, because ginger is a tropical plant. It loves warmth. It loves consistent moisture, and it absolutely hates sitting in cold, soggy soil. Many gardeners actually harvest more ginger from one properly managed container than from a poorly prepared garden bed. That's why container growing has become one of the smartest ways to produce fresh ginger at home. But even the best container won't help if you start with the wrong ginger, and that's where most people make their first mistake. Walk into any grocery store and you'll probably see dozens of ginger rhizomes, but not all of them are suitable for planting. Look for ginger that is firm, heavy for its size, smooth, free from mold, free from soft or rotten spots. Now look closely. Do you see those small bumps or tiny pointed tips? Those are called growth buds. Think of them like the eyes on a potato. Every healthy bud has the potential to become a new shoot. The more healthy buds your ginger has, the more stems it can produce. And more stems usually mean a larger harvest underground. Avoid ginger that looks shriveled, wrinkled, or feels light and dry. That ginger has already lost much of its stored energy. If possible, buy organic ginger. Some conventionally sold ginger may be treated with sprout inhibitors to slow growth during storage. Organic ginger is often more likely to sprout successfully, though untreated conventional ginger can also grow. Now here's a trick many experienced growers use before planting. They don't plant the ginger immediately. Instead of burying the ginger right away, encourage it to wake up first. Place the rhizome somewhere warm, around 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 21 to 29 degrees Celsius is ideal. Keep it out of direct sunlight. After a few days or weeks, depending on the ginger, you'll notice green or pink shoots beginning to emerge. This is exactly what you want. Pre-sprouting gives your plant a head start. Instead of spending weeks waking up underground, it begins growing almost immediately after planting. Some gardeners even soak the ginger in clean water overnight, before pre-sprouting to rehydrate slightly if it looks a bit dry. While this isn't essential, it can help in some cases. Don't rush this step. A little patience here can save weeks later. Now comes one of the biggest secrets to producing giant ginger. It has nothing to do with fertilizer. It all comes down to choosing the right container. This is where many beginners unknowingly limit their harvest. Ginger doesn't grow deep, it grows outward. Its underground stems, called rhizomes, spread horizontally. That means a narrow, deep pot isn't the best choice. Instead, choose a container that is wide, sturdy, and at least 12 to 16 inches, or 30 to 40 centimeters, deep. The wider the container, the more room your ginger has to spread and produce new rhizomes. Whatever container you choose, make sure it has plenty of drainage holes. This is non-negotiable. Standing water is one of the fastest ways to rot ginger before it ever has a chance to grow. Fabric grow bags, plastic pots, wooden planters, or large recycled containers can all work well, as long as excess water can drain away easily. A bigger container may cost a little more today, but it often rewards you with a much larger harvest months later. You now have healthy seed ginger and the perfect container. But here's the truth. Even the best ginger won't produce a huge harvest if it's planted in the wrong soil or cared for incorrectly. If there's one thing ginger hates, it's heavy, compacted soil. When soil holds too much water, the rhizomes can't breathe, and that's when rot begins. Instead, you want a soil mix that's loose, rich, and drains well, while still holding enough moisture for healthy growth. A great mix is 2 parts high-quality potting mix, 1 part finished compost or well-rotted organic matter, 1 part coarse sand or perlite to improve drainage. If you have worm castings, add a handful. They're packed with beneficial microbes and slow-release nutrients that support strong root development. Avoid using soil dug straight from your garden. It often becomes compacted in containers, drains poorly, and may contain pests or diseases. Before filling the pot, place a piece of mesh or a small stone over each drainage hole. This helps keep soil in while allowing excess water to escape freely. Remember, healthy roots begin with healthy soil. Now comes a small planting detail that many people get wrong, and it can slow your ginger's growth for weeks. Fill your container with the prepared soil, leaving about 2 inches of space from the top. Lay the ginger horizontally with the buds or sprouts pointing upward. Don't plant it standing upright. Cover it with just 1 to 2 inches of soil. Planting too deeply forces the new shoots to use extra energy before reaching the surface, slowing down growth. If you're planting more than one piece, leave at least 6 to 8 inches of space between them. Ginger spreads sideways, and overcrowding means the rhizomes will compete for space and nutrients. Once planted, gently water the soil until it's evenly moist, not soaking wet. The goal is to settle the soil around the rhizome without creating waterlogged conditions. Now here's the biggest killer of container-grown ginger. It's not pests, it's not disease, it's overwatering. Ginger loves consistent moisture, but it does not like sitting in wet soil. Think of a wrung-out sponge. That's what your soil should feel like. Moist but never dripping. Water deeply whenever the top inch of soil begins to dry. During hot summer weather, you may need to water more frequently. During cooler periods, reduce watering to avoid root rot. Always check the soil before watering. Don't water on a fixed schedule. One of the easiest mistakes beginners make is watering, because the calendar says it's time, not because the plant actually needs it. As your ginger matures and the leafy stems grow larger, its water needs will naturally increase. Water alone isn't enough. If you want thick, juicy rhizomes, you need to feed your ginger the right nutrients at the right time. Ginger is a hungry plant. It grows for many months, so regular feeding makes a big difference. About 4 weeks after planting, begin feeding every 3 to 4 weeks. Organic options work especially well. Compost tea, fish emulsion, seaweed extract, or a balanced organic vegetable fertilizer. Early in the growing season, nitrogen helps produce healthy leaves, which act like solar panels, capturing sunlight and creating energy for the plant. Later in the season, phosphorus and potassium become even more important because they support strong root and rhizome development. Don't overdo fertilizer. Too much nitrogen late in the season can encourage lush leaves while reducing the size of the ginger underground. Healthy, dark green leaves are usually a sign your plant is getting the nutrition it needs. Here's a simple trick many experienced gardeners swear by. Add a layer of organic mulch, such as straw, shredded dry leaves, or untreated grass clippings, around the base of your ginger. Mulch helps keep the soil cool, reduces water evaporation, suppresses weeds, and slowly adds organic matter as it breaks down. It's a small step that can make a noticeable difference over several months of growth. If you're finding this guide helpful, take a second to like this video. It really helps more gardeners discover it. And if you enjoy practical gardening tips that help you grow more food in less space, make sure you subscribe to Grow Food Smarter and turn on notifications. I share easy-to-follow techniques that can save you time, avoid costly mistakes, and help you harvest more from your garden, whether you're growing in containers or in the ground. You've chosen healthy ginger, planted it correctly, and given it the care it needs. Now comes the most exciting part, turning months of patience into a harvest you'll be proud of. But don't rush. Harvesting too early is one of the biggest reasons gardeners end up with small, underdeveloped ginger. A healthy ginger plant gives you clear signs that it's happy. Look for strong green stems that continue producing fresh leaves throughout the growing season. As the plant matures, you'll notice it becoming taller and fuller. Underground, the rhizomes are spreading outward and becoming thicker. If growth seems slow, don't panic. Ginger is naturally a slow-growing crop. It invests a lot of its energy below the soil, where you can't see it. However, if you notice yellowing leaves early in the season, stunted growth, or soft stems, check these common issues. The soil may be staying too wet. The container may not be draining well. The plant may need more warmth. It may not be getting enough nutrients, or it may be receiving too little light. The sooner you identify the problem, the easier it is to correct. Now let's talk about the question every grower asks: when should I harvest? The answer can make the difference between a small crop and an incredible one. If you want tender, mild baby ginger, you can begin harvesting a few small pieces, about 4 to 6 months after planting. But if your goal is a truly massive harvest, with fully developed rhizomes, patience pays off. Wait about 8 to 10 months, or until the leaves begin turning yellow and naturally die back. This is your plant's way of telling you it has finished storing energy underground. Harvesting too early means you're leaving potential growth in the soil. When it's time, gently tip the container onto a tarp or large tray. Carefully loosen the soil with your hands instead of pulling hard on the stems. As the soil falls away, you'll reveal thick clusters of fresh ginger. Brush off excess soil and admire what you've grown. There's nothing quite like harvesting fresh ginger you produced yourself. But don't wash everything just yet. There's one thing experienced gardeners always do before storing their harvest. Before using your harvest in the kitchen, choose a few of the healthiest, largest rhizomes with several strong growth buds. These will become next season's seed ginger. Allow them to dry in a shaded, well-ventilated area for a day or two to help toughen the skin. Store them in a cool, dry place, not in a sealed plastic bag where moisture can build up. By saving your own planting stock, you'll gradually adapt your ginger to your growing conditions and save money year after year. Before we finish, here are 5 mistakes that ruin more ginger harvests than anything else. Mistake number 1: planting in a container without good drainage. Waterlogged soil quickly leads to root rot. Mistake number 2: using heavy garden soil instead of a loose, well-draining potting mix. Mistake number 3: overwatering. Remember, moist soil is good, soggy soil is not. Mistake number 4: growing ginger in temperatures that are too cold. Ginger thrives in warmth. Protect it from frost and cold nights whenever possible. Mistake number 5: harvesting too soon. Patience is often rewarded with much larger rhizomes. Avoid these mistakes, and you're already ahead of many beginner gardeners. Here's one final tip that experienced container gardeners often use. As your ginger grows during the season, add a little extra compost or fresh potting mix around the base of the stems every few weeks. This gentle top dressing feeds the plant, protects shallow rhizomes from sunlight, and encourages healthy growth without disturbing the roots. Combined with regular watering and feeding, this simple habit can make a noticeable difference by harvest time. If you followed this guide from beginning to end, you now know everything you need to grow ginger successfully in a container. From choosing the right rhizome to harvesting a pot full of fresh, healthy ginger. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. It tells YouTube that this guide is worth sharing with more gardeners around the world. And if you're passionate about growing more food at home using simple, proven methods, be sure to subscribe to Grow Food Smarter and turn on notifications. Every week, I share practical gardening tips, container growing techniques, and science-backed methods to help you grow healthier plants, bigger harvests, and save money while doing it. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever grown ginger before, or are you planting it for the first time? Let me know in the comments. I read them all, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and as always, grow food smarter.